my Ireland, oh, I'm coming home. Though I roam, sure my heart never left her. O'er the dark rolling sea, she is calling to me. Oh, I'm coming back home to Ireland.
Céad míle fáilte, 100,000 welcomes to Irish Paint Magic. Today, I'm going really down south to the real county in Ireland, County Cork, the real county. So I want you to come with me to Blackrock Castle in just outside Cork City. And let me show you what I've done. I've 24 here by 18 canvas, double primed, and I've got the outline of just black gesso here where there'll be a shadow and foliage and everything here. And what I need to do now is too dry. That canvas is too dry. So I need to make it slip and slide. And to do that, I get myself some liquid clear on a 2-inch brush. So there's the black covered up now. So this part of the canvas, I want to make it slip and slide. So I'm going to put on liquid white. Now this type of painting is for everybody. And for people of all walks of life. It doesn't matter what your job is, whether you're a professional person working on the street. It doesn't really matter. You're a tradesman. It doesn't matter. It's for everybody. And all we want to do is have a nice painting. Now straight away I'm going to go in to black and blue to create the illusion of a sky. Don't want it too blue, because we're in Cork now, not in out in some tropical country. So I don't want it. So if I pick up too much blue on the paint on the brush, what I do is I just add a little bit of black and that'll tone it down. So there's no great problem with it. Now you'll notice that the liquid white allows you to spread out all this this colour. So that's why you use very little of it. Now I'm going to go down the canvas with a hit and miss job, so there'll be lots and lots of holes in the sky, as though the I let him off, as though the sun is trying to bust through the canopy, and right down there. Down here, again, I'm going to darken the corners here, quite dark. In here, quite dark, really dark. This is the River Lee here, and I want to show you something here now about this. So if you darken the corners, it will focus your eye into the painting. Now I want to show you something, and it's very important when you're painting water. Rather this way up in the sky, I painted a crisscross. Now here, you do the opposite. You want horizontal lines. So grab the paint and lift off. Grab it, lift off. Grab it, lift off. Lift off as you're coming out. And here at this side, grab the paint and lift off. You lift off the canvas like an airplane lifting off the runway. And you'll get a sheen coming up on this area. And it will look like a sheen on the water later on. And that's what you want, because you'll have the hell of a job to put it in later. And we don't want you to be struggling. We want you to be happy when you're painting. And over here, right over there, and right along there. And just pull along there, and you'll be fine. Now that's fine. Just going to soften all that. To soften all that area with the 2-inch brush. Very gentle, hardly touch it, and you can leave the bottom alone. It's entirely up to yourself now whether you want to leave it that way or you don't. But you could get away with it. That will get away a nice Irish sky. You get away with that. But anyway, I just show you, if you want to change it and put in formations, I'm back to the old fan brush. Well loaded, well loaded. And I'm going to go well up onto the sky. Come up here to the canvas, and I'm going to push it up against itself and torque it. make the noise. Wipe the old brush. Every time you come off, wipe the brush. Takes off all the dark colours off the brush. And keep coming up, and you'll see yourself where the dark is and the light, and then play one again the other. And you'll be fine. There's no need to go to great detail at all for painting these nice Irish skies. And by doing it this way, you get a kind of a herringbone sky. You get a broken sky, which is very simple, very easy. And you don't have to be there for days trying to do it. You can do it in a few minutes. So I go across it with the big brush, the 2-inch brush, very gently, and all along it, and ask it, please, Mr. Cloud, please sit down for me. Please sit down over Blackrock Castle for me. And you get a lovely formation of broken clouds just drifting across there. And that's fine. Now what I need to do is make up some colour here across the bay here. And I don't want a whole lot of colour, but I get black, just black, and a little bit of green, just a little bit, not a whole lot. I want it to be quite a bit over. I'm going to put a little bit of blue in it to shove it back way, because I want it to be way over at the other side of the River Lee. We have a tunnel now, the Jack Lynch Tunnel going under the River Lee. The South Link Road. It's a great service, absolutely great. Load this brush now with a filbert brush, and the filbert brush is half round, and it will give you the illusion of trees. I'm going to hold it here so you can get a shot. It's half round, and it will give you the shape of trees yourself by just tapping in. And way over here across the bay, you have all these trees way up in the hill over there. Let the light break through some of those at the top. Don't be too dense with them. It's okay at the bottom, but not at the top. You can just fill all that in there then. Now, I've deliberately left light come through over there. Down here, I'm just going to get some black on its own. Just a bit of black, and I'm going to fill that in there. Just that area, and just let it work its way up there. Now I need to highlight some of those. Cad yellow and a bit of green. I just mix it on the brush now. There's no need to go to any great trouble with it. I'm going to put a bit of that colour onto it to tone it down. The colour I had the undercoat colour. And tone it down. Maybe a little bit of white into that. But I don't want it to be jumping out too soon, too fast. And just highlight some of them, but not all of them. Just highlight some of them now. A lot of trees over there on that side, way up in the hill. And all down, just tap. The brush will do the business for you. The brush will do the shapes. All you need to do is tap in, because the brush is made to give you those shapes. It's a filbert brush. F-I-L-B-E-R-T, filbert. And just tap in, and you get all the illusion of all those trees way over there. All different types of trees and foliage. But don't kill the dark areas either. And let them come right down there to the dark area. And that's it, that's fine. Now I'm going to get the fen brush. Wash the old fen brush. And I'm going to pick up yellow ochre. Yellow ochre on its own. Just yellow ochre. And I want you to come over here now to the canvas. And over here, all along the bottom here, there's just a hole. There's lots of industry and all over at this side. Up in the hill there, people live, and there's houses in behind those trees. And but down here in the waterfront, it's different. There's all types of industrial things happening all along there. Just giving that a small bit of a lift there. Right across the river now. This is right across from Blackrock. Now I'm going to get just Van Dyke Brown on its own and cut across it. And you get a little roll of paint up on the knife, and you need that roll of paint up here now. And just along here, the bank that holds that in there. A lot of stones and everything built up. But this is a built up area. I think this land is reclaimed. As far as I know, it is reclaimed land. It used to belong to the sea one time, but they took it over for industrial purposes. And that's okay with me. Right across there. And there's lots of little things happening over there. Over there they're happening. Now I'm going to get a 1-inch brush here and pull that down into the water. Down and down and down and down. Right down. An awful lot of industry out along over at this side. Little island and everything, famous for chemical industry and every type of industry out there. Little island. It's just out the road there, not that far out, a couple of miles. Now I'm going to get a little bit of liquid white and go in under that bank over there. And ask the water to sit down under the bank. Down there. Just going to get a fan brush and titanium white. Load it well now. Lots of paint on the fan brush. Lots of it. And come on up here to the canvas now. And I need to get a sparkle. I need to get out from behind here. And I'm just going to go along here, get a sparkle in the water. Be quite gentle with this now. We don't want to, and don't kill the dark either. Just get a sparkle in the water there. And that's fine. Now, I'm asking you to come up here now, please, under that. And I pull this off. This contact paper. It's the same as the watercolor now, colorists would use the masking fluid. So, there's Blackrock Castle outside. Magnificent building. There used to be a restaurant there one time. I wined and dined there and danced there and everything. But I don't know what the situation is now. It has changed hands several times. But it's a lovely place. And I'm going to coax the paint that's right down around here, around the castle. This used to be a fortress one time, guarding the bay here of Cork Harbour. If you were lucky to get in this far. Now there was a lot of ones outside, further out, and if you got past them, you came in here. And one time the Innisfallen and all them used to come up here, but they're a bit further down now. When I was a young man, you could get the Innisfallen if you were going to, in the 60s, the Innisfallen would leave further in here in Cork City. And many Cork person or Southern Harden left for England on the Innisfallen. Some done well, more didn't come back at all, which is sad. But then again, that's life. Now, I'm going to go in here with the filbert brush, and I'm going to bring in a shadow with the black right under this here. Going to darken that here. I'm going to pull that down here. Pull that down. Up here, I'm just going to get a little bit of liquid clear, just to make that a little bit slippy for me. And I'm going to highlight some of that. Not all of it, just some of it. Just highlight it. And again, I'm back now to the filbert brush. You don't need, the filbert brush, as I explained, will do all this for you. You don't need any skill. Anybody can paint this method. But if you put in a bit of practice, I mean, naturally enough, like everything else, you put in a bit of practice. But down here, some of that color would reflect down onto the water. That's down there. Not a whole lot. Now I'm going to get a 1-inch brush, and cleaning as I'm going along here with the old tissue. And I'm going to ask that to come down onto the water for me. To reflect down, please come down. Please come down, Mr. Shadow. And I'm going to go across that and ask it to sit down. Very gentle, very gentle. And leave it at that. with my knife. And this is a very unique knife. You should look at this. I think I should get the cameras to home in on this knife. This is a very unique knife, and it's a special knife. There's two, a big long edge here and a small edge. And it's excellent. It's an excellent knife for cutting in and getting edges and mixing paint. And you need just cut in like this, and you get lovely water lines with the long edge. So come up onto the canvas and I'll show you how to get those water lines. Okay, I'm just going to come up here now with those water lines and get them in there, just with the knife. You can rest the knife on the canvas and cut into it, and you get lovely water lines there, like that. And that will push the shadow right in under the water. That's what you want, to push the shadow of the castle in under the water. Now, with I'm going to go up here with a big brush, speed things up a little bit, going directly into black, and up here I'm going to tap in here the illusion of all trees. Just tap in and it will create the illusion of trees all along there. And with the filbert brush now, you can bring the headland way out there again. Comes right out there, look. Right out. And it goes back in that way. Like that. Now, there's a lot of rock along there now. That's why they call it the Blackrock Castle, I suppose. There's a lot of rock there. And so I'm just going to get maybe a bit of Van Dyke brown, a bit of black, mostly black. And I'm going to come up here. That's hit and miss deal. I want the illusion of a rock here, all along the face here. There's a lot of rock along there. Blackrock Castle, just outside Cork City. Lovely place. Now, I'm going to mix a bit of white up here, and a bit of black. And black and white, as you know, I don't have to tell you, is going to be grey. Black and white, grey. Just warm up that grey with a little bit of yellow ochre into it to warm it up. Now, I'm going to cut across it, and just let it hit and miss now, the rock face. We don't want it all light. We want light and shadow, where little insects and all those little crabs and I will crawl up there to hide at night. And just let it run back in there. Now, I'm going to get my 1-inch brush and go into cad yellow, maybe a bit of green, maybe a bit of yellow ochre, and mix them all and push in, pull them out, and push back in again, like this. Get that ridge of paint, and you'll be fine at that. Just a little ridge of paint. And come up, and the top of the tree where the sun will hit the branches and throw a little bit of light, and then stop it. Wipe your brush when you come off, and go back for more paint. And again, up here, and again, let the old branches sit there for you. They'll sit there, but don't kill the darks now, please. They'll all sit down. Ask them to sit down, and you do quite well. And again, here, and again, need it sit down. Down over the rock, and let it run down, right down into the rock face. Right down here, and to make the rock sit down then that way, the growth. And that's fine. Now I'm going to get my 1-inch brush with black, and I'm going to come in under this here. I'm going to pull all that down. Pull it down, right across onto the point of the headland. Pull all that down, and that's fine. Get your, what's above is below, bit of yellow, put down the yellow, and the green, yellow ochre, and let them all sit down there. Talk to them nicely, they'll sit down for you. And then get your brush. I must put this down a moment. I need to get a tissue. And I'm going to pull all that back, like so. Very gently, ask it to sit down into a reflection. Please sit down, please. Into the water. Make a reflection there. Thank you very much. Always talk to the canvas. Thank you very much. And I can go back now to my knife with a bit of liquid white and go in under and create your water line here. It's deep water here when the tide is in. Now this is all tidal water here. This is very deep when the tide is in. And just create your own water lines along here. Down here, I have, you know me by now, I have in here, I want the cameras, please, to focus in. I'm going to ask the staff to focus in here. And like the castle, I don't have time to paint these things. I'm under a bit of pressure here. And there's a boat moored in the bay. So I'm just going to get filbert brush, bit of brown, Van Dyke brown, go in under that. Van Dyke brown, and pull it down. Pull it down into a shadow. And ask it to sit down, please, for me. So I get my 2-inch brush and ask it all to come down, please, for me. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Shadow. Come down for me, and then go across it. Go across it nice and gentle, and you'll get a lovely shadow in under the board. You couldn't get this without being, if it was a dry canvas. Back again now to the knife, and back again to liquid white, and I'm going to go in under this and cut into it. And ask it to sit down for me. Please sit down into a reflection there. So I just get a little bit of white spreading on the knife with a bit of Van Dyke brown, maybe a bit of black into it. And just tin it out. The only reason I'm dipping it into the tinners is to tin it out. And I'm just going to go up now and cut into that. And I'm just going to get this to go down like that, look, into the water where it's tied in. Perhaps there might be an oarlock in it. One there, or one here, and one there. And now what I need to do is get a liner brush and a little bit of tinned out paint, just a little bit of tinned out paint. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go W-I-L-L-I-S. And I want to invite onto the set that Director of Programs, Paul. Everybody had been inundated with requests to know what kind of a person he is. So I'm asking Paul to come on here, and we all make amends. It's the end of the series. Paul, would you please come on to the set?
David.
You're very, very welcome.
Thank you
and we're
very
going to
much.
make up all our differences. Come on. Now, Paul has been painting quite a bit since these series. This is the third series started, and he has made huge strides since we introduced him to all these mediums. Paul, I want you to show the people what you have done. And here are some of your paintings. That's the first one. It's a woodland scene. Yes. And it's excellent. And you have here again
the old oak tree.
The old oak tree, and you have out here the source light coming in and your pat coming out and the darks.
And David, I would have never taken up this painting method except for yourself.
Thank you very much. And you have here again lovely skies again, nice and soft, where you got your brush over them and soften them down, and your headlands over here and the boat coming up the bay. Beautiful. And again you kept your lights and dark here. Very,
this
very
Australian.
Australian.
You know by the blue colours.
Very good, very good. This one is a pure Australian one, I think. It is,
yes. You'd recognise.
You have the red, sandy, desert kind of a texture on the mountains and down here, but a lot of foliage there as well. And you good exercise for trees and everything. You got it up, and again you have that Australian sky with a lot of interest down here. A lot of type of flowery things and all that. Beautiful. This is a beautiful painting, Paul. I mean, I can't get over how good this one is.
This is a Bob Ross concept of the wave, and it's a night scene with the moon, and of course you have the birds. I don't know.
You have the gulls coming in there, and you have the roll of the wave on down. Nice sepia type of thing. Lovely scene. Lovely scene. So I just have to say, I'm delighted to have you on the set. Everybody were inquiring about you, and you're not as bad as I made you out to be. And again, thank you very much
David,
indeed.
thank you very much for the series, and I hope that the public will invite us back again.
Well, I hope to do, and to ring in the station, and please God, we'll do some more series. So till we meet again, go to Mila Mahagut, Shlan Lat, and God bless you all, my friends.
With a tear in my eye, I will say my last goodbye, for I'm going where the grass it is greener. Out of town, homeward bound, I am leaving today, for the land that I've forever dreamed of. Ireland, my Ireland, oh, I'm coming home. Though I roam, sure my heart never left her. O'er the dark rolling sea, she is calling to me.